A Brawl Stars update is coming. In a recent interview with PocketGamer.biz, Frank said we have some pretty big features in the pipeline. Now, I don't know if these big features are going to be released in the next update, but I am pretty sure that the next Brawl Stars update is going to be happening like really soon. After all, Season 6 is going to end in 9 days after me releasing this video. In fact, by the time you're watching this video, I'm guessing that Brawl Stars has already released some sort of information that is pretty much guaranteeing that we're getting Brawl Talk like in the next day or two. And I think the next update's gonna be pretty big. I think we're gonna be getting 2 new brawlers, a ton of new skins, and then like, I don't know, something big. Let's talk about exactly everything that we're going to be getting, and don't forget to subscribe for future sneak peek videos when hopefully I can give you guys some sneak peeks when my voice doesn't sound like this. In a recent interview with Frank said they are trying to produce 150 skins in 2021. I went back and I counted all the ones that have been released so far, and if I counted right, they've only released 26 new skins so far in 2021, and we're about halfway through 2021. So Supercell wants to reach their goal of 150 skins by the end of the year. That means that they need to release an average of 20 skins a month. That's 2 skins every 3 days, basically, right? And we already know about 2 of the skins that we're going to be getting in the next update. Brawl Stars recently celebrated their 1st year anniversary of being released in China. This is actually a really huge deal since not a lot of games have been published in China recently, and China has a huge market. In fact, Frank said that China is the largest mobile gaming market in the entire world, which is why the anniversary is such a big deal. Now, to celebrate, they're going to be giving out daily rewards for 9 days, including a free skin. This is Mega Box Daryl, who will be the last gift of the giveaway. Now, the fact that they only have a few days before this skin will be available is pretty much confirmation that we're going to be getting the next Brawl Stars update within a matter of days. The other skin we know we're going to be getting is Whale Watch Nita. This was the winner of the last Supercell Make contest, and actually, you know, I've talked about this already, and Gamba pointed out to me that Brawl Stars specifically said that this skin would be coming in the next update. That's actually a really big deal because it could be a hint regarding the theme of the next Brawl Stars update, which is a water park. And I'm not the first person to guess this because there's actually a lot of evidence suggesting exactly this. Brawl Stars posted this image on Mother's Day, and you'll notice a fire hydrant outside the window in the background. You'll also notice a fire extinguisher in the upper right-hand corner of the image as well. There's also a fire hydrant in this Miss Fortune Terra post as well, which suggests that putting out fires is going to be important in the next update. Also, the Morse code in Terra's Bazaar was recently changed from spelling out WKBRL, which is what led us to the WKBR live stream, instead to spelling out H2O. That's a really big deal, and to further impress the importance of water, the WKBRL recently made a fairly large change on their channel. The fire in the background was replaced with this sound.
We already told you, this time is normal. We already told you, this time is normal.
As you can tell, the background now sounds like water dripping, and it's almost like they're inside of like a sewer system or some sort of waterlogged cave. Now, if you take a second look at the investor video, you'll actually find these 2 images, which both look like they could be rides at a water park. I don't think this is a coincidence. In fact, if you recall at the end of the Brawl Talk back in May, Danny and Frank specifically said,
"Stay hydrated."
Something is going to be revealed where water is obviously really important. There's a lot of evidence that would suggest we're getting some sort of water-themed update, possibly this update. With that said, I'm not 100% convinced it's going to happen this next update. I can't, my voice, I'm feeling better than I sound, I promise. I actually don't think we're getting a full-blown water park update this time around because there's actually a fair amount of evidence suggesting 2 other themes as well. I'm going to show you all the details that you need to know for those 2 other themes, and then I'm going to tell you exactly what I think is going to happen this update and also the next update. The second theme that is being hinted is dinosaurs. Now, I've been expecting a dinosaur-themed update for a long time. In fact, like super long ago when we very first out that Brawl Stars was a theme park. With that said, we have actually new information that confirms that this is very likely going to be happening this update. Not only did we see some images of the dinosaurs in the investor video like you can see right here, we also have a dinosaur looking monster in the rampage mode. And the Wild West theme, as the match is starting up, you can actually see the skull of a Triceratops dinosaur on the right side of the screen. Coincidence? I think not. Dinosaurs are coming to Brawl Stars. To add further evidence, when Squeak was released, Brawl Stars posted this image. Everything in this image can be tied to a brawler that is currently in the game other than this dinosaur helmet. This clearly belongs to a brawler that has not been released yet, which is just more evidence that we're going to get a prehistoric trio of brawlers sometime soon. For further evidence, in this image for the do-it-yourself Surge skin promo, on the very, very far left, you'll actually notice this image is kind of like partially cut off. Well, if you add it to the image that's partially cut off from Lantern Sandy, then you'll see that it is clearly a dinosaur image. Props to Cyclops 2K for posting this image on Reddit. I'm not sure if he's actually the one that figured it out, but he posted it, and that's where I saw it. As you can see, there is a lot of evidence that would suggest that we are getting some sort of a dinosaur-themed update this update. And the third theme that is possible is something to do with time travel. Frank recently tweeted out this image referring to him and Danny going to Star Park. You'll notice the logo actually looks a little bit different with a little bit of eyebrows over the Star Park image, right? You'll also notice that Frank says that they went there a few years ago, which isn't really possible because everything we know about Star Park would suggest that it was a defunct Star theme park like over 50 years ago, and neither Danny or Frank are that old. That's kind of light evidence pointing toward a time travel update, but we actually have more information. The woman on the WKBRL stream about a month ago switched from saying,
"We already told you, this is normal,"
to,
"We already told you, this time is normal."
now, if you've already watched my Brawl Theory videos, you know that my theory is that Star Park is messing around with time, which is why I think that them saying this time is normal is actually really significant. And for even more evidence, Supercell's next Supercell Make Skin contest is all about a time traveling Colette skin, and the tweet actually included the hashtag Colette lost in time. She's lost in time. There's actually a lot of evidence pointing that Colette is actually the one that created the starpark.biz website. We don't know that for sure, but it's a theory. It's out there. People have speculated on it. It seems to make a lot of sense. So like, this is actually pretty significant since Colette, you know, time travel and stuff like that. Anyway, there are three possible themes that will, one of them are going to happen this update, okay? We could have a water and fire themed update. We could also have a dinosaur themed update. We could even have a traveling themed or time travel themed update. And here's what I think is going to happen. I think that for sure, I am confident we are going to be getting something regarding dinosaurs in this next update. This helmet in the Squeak release is just too big of a thing to just ignore, and I really think it's going to be one of the newest brawlers coming to this game. And this is the brawler right here that I think is going to be released. Credit to FreeFGP for the concept's artwork. Now, the idea is like a kid in a dinosaur mech machine that he can use to like punch and stop him, maybe even possibly like blow fire with or something like that. I don't know if this is exactly what he's going to be like. I'm gonna name him Rex, and even if we don't get Rex in this next update, I think we will definitely get a brawler with this helmet that he is wearing. As for the water park, I think that Season 7's Brawl Pass will be themed after summer, and then we'll get several summer themed skins to match like Whale Watch Anita. And we'll very likely get some more skins like Summer Jessie, Beach Brock, maybe Holiday Pam, you know, some stuff like that. And I think that Rex will actually be the Brawl Pass brawler, and he'll have some sort of like a water/summer themed skin for Tier 70 of the Brawl Pass. I don't think that he will be part of a dinosaur themed Brawl Pass, although that is a very possible, you know, that really could happen. But I'm not convinced that we're getting a new water park themed environment yet. If anything, they'll bring back Poco's Bandstand environment, which does have a water ride at the bottom of it. I'll share my thoughts on why I think that later. But as for time travel, I think that that's not going to be happening this next update. I think it's going to happen the update after this next update, after summer is over, and it will be for Season 8 of the Brawl Pass. And the reason why I say this is because the next update after summer is actually like really, really important in a lot of different ways. And the biggest reason why is because all full-time employees in Finland are required to take 1 month off during summer. It's like a thing that happens in Supercell. And that's exactly why last year, the update after their summer break is when we got the investor video, which revealed a ton of information about Brawl Stars and Star Park, because the actual Brawl Stars developers weren't working on that video. They had a completely different team who handled like all the advertisements and like production and stuff like that for Brawl Stars, who were able to have that prepped and ready for after the summer update, because all of the people, the developers that were actually working on Brawl Stars were taking some time off. That's why the update after the summer update was actually one of the smallest, but it felt like a really big update because we had the investor video and we learned so much about the Brawl Stars Star Park lore. And I think that's exactly what is going to be happening this summer. After summer, Season 8 will probably not have a big update, but we will learn a lot more about Star Park and time travel. In fact, I think that Season 7's theme will be summer and water, whereas Season 8's theme will be some sort of time travel and dinosaurs Force theme. And with all of that said, I think there's a really good chance that the water might not actually have to do with the Brawl Pass at all, and that might actually have more to do with Star Park lore development. After all, a lot of the big references to water have really strong ties to Star Park. And we don't know that for sure. I just like to put my mind in where Supercell is, like read their minds a little bit and be like, what would they want to do in this situation? That's what I think it's going to happen. But one other thing that I think they're going to do is release a second brawler for this update. And I think it's a really good chance that we will be getting to brawler this update. But I'm having a hard time imagining 3 brawlers that are themed after a water park, which is why I think that the second brawler we'll be getting this update will complete the Star Force trio. I think at this point, everybody would be shocked if Kit did not actually make it into the game, since Squeak has a pin for her on her belt, or his belt, or whatever. I don't know if Kit's a girl, or but it sounds probably a girl, I don't know. But the real question is, when will she be added to the game? And I don't think she's going to be a Brawl Pass brawler, since Season 5 was already all about Star Force. Now, Brawl Stars has hinted towards some other things as well. In this do-it-yourself Surge promotion, you'll actually notice the blowtorch, which I think is going to either be a BB skin or an Amber skin. I think you'll also notice the rope over on the right side of the image. At first, I didn't think very much of this, except that I've realized that there's actually a very similar rope in the Miss Fortune Terra promotion. So they're, something to do with this rope, I guess. And I'm sure they probably hinted a lot of stuff that I haven't noticed as well, and that we probably won't realize until after the update happens. Even still, pretty much all I've talked about for this video is brawlers and skins. There's other stuff that Supercell's going to release in this update. I'm fairly confident of it. It's been a really long time since we've gotten some second gadgets, and there are still 19 brawlers that only have 1 gadget. I think there's a really good chance that we'll be getting 8 new gadgets this update. I also think that there's something else that will be big coming in this update. In the interview that Frank had with PocketGamer.biz, Frank mentioned that they have some pretty big features in the pipeline. He specifically mentioned that they want to explore more user-generated content than they have done in the past, and they've done a lot in the past with the map maker, right? And that's exactly why I think they're going to do this update. I think that Brawl Stars is going to add even more features to the map maker, not just so that you can create the maps for the different game modes that are in the game, but so that we, as the player base, will be able to create game modes of our own choice. Just imagine if you could choose the win condition of a map in the map maker. So, maybe you only have to get 1 gem and maintain that 1 gem, and you can make this whole game mode around it. Or if you could create a minigame where brawlers have 3 times faster movement speeds, or so that they could all instantly charge their super with 1 hit on the enemy, and you play a match of bounty where everybody has their supers up all the time, right? There are so many different things that Brawl Stars could do to allow us to create content for them, and I think that a really great example of that is Knockout. Now, I don't know the exact details of this, and I don't know if this is exactly how it happened, but I do specifically remember that Knockout was actually a game mode that was suggested on Twitter by a competitive Brawl Stars player. I don't know if Supercell saw it and was like, that's a good idea for a game mode, or if they already had it in the pipeline, or what happened, but a few months later, Knockout was put into the game, and based off of this tweet by Frank, Knockout is one of the most popular game modes, and I think there's a really good chance that we'll see it made a permanent game mode in the next update. If Supercell could allow players to create new game modes for them, so that they could then pick the best to make permanent and add to the actual rotation, that would be a win for both the players and for the Brawl Stars developers. Brawl Stars is in a really good place right now, which I find incredibly exciting. They recently passed the $1 billion milestone. Oh man, that's a lot of money. And they recently surpassed 10 million subscribers on YouTube. That's 13 times the amount of subscribers that I have. So, subscribe. I'm gonna be doing sneak peeks. You don't wanna miss it. Over 20 million players participate in their monthly Brawl Stars esports challenge, and they've had over 250 million maps made by players in the map maker. Additionally, they recently reached their all-time high amount of daily active users with just a couple of months ago, which is crazy considering the fact that Brawl Stars launched almost 2 years ago. Clearly, Brawl Stars is doing an incredible job at creating an awesome game, and each update is a core part of the player experience. Like I said, I'm going to be sharing sneak peeks of the next update soon, so as soon as Supercell lets me, so guys, make sure you guys subscribe for all of your sneak peek needs. And also, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, there's a good chance you're going to enjoy one of those videos as well. Don't forget to use code Kairos in the next in Brawl Stars shop, and for now, this is KairosTime going to bed, and we will see you in Brawl Stars.